Today we are going to be making apple pie croissants. So these are delicious, they're fluffy, they use the old apples that you're never going to eat that are in your fridge right now. Use them to make these. Alright, so first we are going to pick our music. Today we are going to go with some Taylor Swift because I want to. So, yeah. So I'm going to get out our ingredients. Apple slices, croissants, butter, next, cinnamon sugar, brown sugar. Now we're going to go through our utensils. Alright, we have a 1/4 cup, a small to medium saucepan, a knife for chopping apples, a spoon to use in the saucepan, a cutting board, and a cooking sheet. So you're going to go ahead and start preheating your oven, and we are going to get started on cooking. So what I have here are just your regular apple slices, and what you're going to do is you're just going to make sure you wash your hands first. You're just going to take them out, and chop them into these little slices, itty bitty bits. Alright, so now we're going to move over to the oven and we're going to get our apple pie filling going. So what I have over here is our apple bites, a bit of butter and something to cut it with, cinnamon here, brown sugar, granulated sugar. I also have that saucepan, the 1/4 cup, and a mixing tool. This can be anything of your choice, but you just got to have something so you're not, sticking your hand in there because it's gross. So we're going to start off by putting it on about low to medium heat, and then we are going to go ahead and get our brown sugar in there, and we're going to do a 1/4 cup. So when you are getting things like brown sugar and even flour, things that are dense, you need to scoop your cup in there and get it all packed in, and then you need to take a knife or something and sift over the edge because it needs to basically be packed in there, or else it's gonna not be the full amount that you need. So we packed it in there and I scraped the top off so you see it's flat and it's densely packed, like it's gonna even fall out if you saw that in a cup form. Act like it's gonna take even fall. So we're gonna go ahead and get that melted in our pan, and we're gonna wait for that to get all liquidy. So as you can see, we have gotten this brown sugar to start melting, and once it starts doing this, you got to make sure you keep mixing it or else it's going to start candying. And then over here we cut our thing of butter into 2 tablespoons. So about this 2 tablespoons we're going to unwrap and we're going to toss it in here. So you can see it's starting to bubble. We just got to make sure we're mixing it all around and getting it all nice and good in with this brown sugar. So it's going to feel a little tough in some areas. You got to make sure those are the areas that you start mixing even better, because those are the areas that you are going to get candy to start forming. We do not want that. We want it to be a nice liquid base for our apples. So you're going to go ahead and mix until this is all melted and combined, and then we're going to go to the next step. We are going to take our bowl of these and we are just going to dump it in there. There we go. Make sure there's nothing left. Look at that last piece. And move it back onto the burner. And we are going to just mix them all up and get them nice and coated in this yummy brown sugar mixture that we have going here. So as long as you have been stirring regularly, as in like non-stop, you should have this nice brown coating on your apples by now. And we are going to go ahead and add some more stuff into this. So you're going to go ahead and add a dash of cinnamon You should do this about to your taste. Get it nice and mixed in with the liquid and with the apples. And also you're going to want to turn down this heat to about a simmer or a low, depending on your oven, while you're doing this so that your butter and brown sugar doesn't candy your apples. I'm also going to take our white sugar, granulated sugar, and we are going to get another, about half of a 1/4 cup, so about an 1/8 cup of white sugar, and dunk that in too, and get that all mixed up in with it. You should have this nice mixture where your apples look all nice and golden brown. So then we're going to go ahead and strain some of this liquid out, and we are going to put this whole mix back in the bowl so we can add it into our croissants. Okay, so after that, I went ahead and lined my pan with foil. You can also do that with parchment paper, and we're going to go ahead and take our stick of butter and we're going to unwrap just the end. We're going to take this in and we're just going to rub it on the foil. So some people will use a non-stick pan, but I think that that might be a mistake because, I don't know, my Italian grandma always used just butter and she never had anything stick. So, but non-stick, I've had things stick. So, who's right here? Pam or my old Italian grandma? Let's argue that. Alright, so once we have that open and covered with butter, we're going to take our croissants and we're going to go ahead and bust these open, and we're going to start rolling them. There you go. I'll wait for you to finish preheating. Don't forget. It's going to suck if you forget. Alright, you're going to take your trash. Throw your trash. In the words of Ratatouille, always keep clean. Then you're going to take these, and you can use a plate, cutting board, or you can just use the original foil pan. It doesn't matter. You know what you need to do? You need to make your recipes your own. And I think that everyone should just make whatever they think is right. Don't worry about measurements. Don't worry about nothing. Just make what feels right. Alright, then we're going to take a nice spoon, or fork if you want, and we're going to take a couple of these apples here, and we're just going to add it in right along the fatter edge of your croissants, right at the base of your croissants where you're going to start rolling them. And you're just going to make sure that every little bite has a bit of apple, and even if you want, has a little bit of juicy appleness to go in there. And then we're just going to roll that. You can even fold the corner in. Make sure that you're not losing any apple as you're rolling. Make yourself a little apple croissant pocket here, so no apple is getting out. And you're going to go ahead and do that with the rest of these as well. You know, you guys, Taylor is so good. I love her. She is just almost as these croissants are about to be. About to blow your mind. You guys seen Ratatouille lately? Pretty good movie. There may only be enough apples for 6 croissants, which is okay. This is meant to utilize old fruits that we aren't going to use anyways. And you know what? Because old food and food waste is a big problem right now. And you gotta be aware of what you're getting, how much you're getting of it, and if you're gonna actually eat it. Because if you're not, why are you getting it? Don't do that. It's dumb. You're dumb. You can also do this with other fruits if you want. What? This one's leaking. Before the oven, you can see I've got our little pockets here. This one's a little busted open and so is this one, but these two are nice and tight. So you know what? They're just gonna be unique. They're special snowflakes, and I love them for that. Take cinnamon sugar. McCormick is always a favorite brand of mine. They actually sponsored a couple of our videos last week, so shout out to them. So we just give a little sprinkle of this over each of these. This is just a fun extra step. You don't have to. But I think that adding a little something special makes every day more special. So we're gonna toss these in the oven. Alrighty, so these have been in the oven for about 10 minutes at 375, and they look perfect. Mic drop.